generally in startup ecosystems and your experience from around the world. But before that, you said something that I wanted to catch. You said the craft of being an entrepreneur. It's an interesting word, craft, right? And it in German and in sort of languages in Europe, craft has a very specific meaning because it's a historical way of learning something. It's not just a random phrase. Tell me a little bit about how that led to kind of your community-based approach, because a craft, right, is something you learn in a collective type of mentorship with with master and apprentice, really.
Yeah. So I believe there's probably two things that come together here. One is the craft, so really knowing and mastering your environment. And I believe that actually you always come down, or many times you come back to your core craft. In my instance, that was marketing that I learned, and I loved it because that was understanding people and how they would communication. That was just right up my alley. And then I kind of was able to grow that into, well, understanding a little bit more about technology, understanding more about finance, understanding more about, fundraising and product. So that over time, like I call it a bit university of life. I learned that craft of what are all of the components that you need to have. And then, but I also understood that there's a second side to it, which is your personality. And sometimes it just works out quite fine and is perfect. And sometimes it's a real struggle, and sometimes it just doesn't work at all. And in a way, even that is for your personality. I use this, having my craft or being an entrepreneur. That gave me a lot of feedback to become the human being that I'm today. And hopefully that's a little bit better, a little bit more advanced, a little wiser than maybe 20 or 25 years ago. But that got all influenced and came together. And I think in my instance, from my personality, I'm adventurous. I love doing new stuff. I don't like red tape and bureaucracy. I would have probably not survived in a big, a multi-thousand people company. So that was just about the right fit for my character and the craft that I learned. And on top of it, the circumstances, there was the rise of the internet in the last 25 years that led to being an entrepreneur.